The parrot fish are a family of about 95 fish native to the Indo-Pacific region. I say about 95 species of fish because their variation in bright and colorful scales makes classifying the parrotfish a nightmare. It's these scales, in part, that give the parrotfish their name. They are bright like a parrot's feathers, but their teeth are also bunched together in a way that forms a parrot-like beak, which they use to scrape algae off of coral. These algae scraping beaks are what makes parrotfish so valuable to the ecosystem. With climate change boiling up our oceans, our coral reef have begun expelling algae at an alarming rate. This is known as coral bleaching. And experts believe it should be this, more than anything, that ultimately destroys our coral reefs. Parrotfish are important because they spend 90% of their time eating the algae, which they poop out later as a combination of sand and undigested coral. There aren't enough parrotfish living in the wild to combat the effects of coral bleaching. This is partly due to the high rate of coral destruction, but also because they are a famous delicacy in many Caribbean and Pacific countries. Parrotfish used to be reserved for the Philippine royalty only, but in recent years, their consumption has been greatly commonized. The parrotfish have a complicated life cycle, and everything I say will be a general rule for the parrotfish family as a whole. To reiterate my earlier point, there are about 95 species of parrotfish, and while there are general rules that most species follow, there are also species with an exception to that rule. For example, most parrotfish start the beginning of their lives as a female and change into a male as they mature. These sex changes are usually accompanied by changes in the colors of the scales, with younger fishes being dull colors like red, brown, or gray, and mature fishes being the more bright and flashy green, blue, pink, yellow, and orange. But the Mediterranean parrotfish have some females staying females their entire lives, and the marbled parrotfish is the only species of the family to not change its sex at all. All of these changes in sexes and changes in colors, as well as an ability to temporarily mimic other species' colors, has made classifying parrotfish a complete nightmare. In fact, early biologists studying the parrotfish family initially thought that there were as many as 350 different species, which is about 4 times the actual amount. Even today, estimates on the number of parrotfish species is unclear, ranging from 80 to around 95.